Hi guys, Andy Brocklehurst here, and very excited to be showing you the first look at Super Auto Blogger version 4. Some of you may know that I released the first version of Super Auto Blogger a few years ago, was updated last about a year ago, and then we ran into some major problems with the programming language that it was using. So we've had to recode the whole thing from the ground up, and that's why it's taken a while to get this latest update done. People that had version 3 of this software, I'm going to give them the version 4 update, even though normally complete version jumps we don't give as updates. I'm going to give it to version 3 users. So if you've had version 3 and you haven't had an email from me and you're watching this video, get in touch. Open a support ticket and we'll sort you out. So what is Super Auto Blogger for those that don't know? Okay, this is an auto blogging tool, but that has the added advantage that it's not limited to WordPress. This can post to both WordPress blogs that are self-hosted and to blogger.com blogs, so anything that runs on Blogspot, whether that's co.uk or .com. The software couldn't be easier to use. You pop in the address of your blog. That is the address you would actually view it with in a web browser. In this case, this is a Blogspot blog, so you would put in your Google login for that account. And obviously with Blogger, you can have several different blogs under one account. So these details will often be the same, even though the URL is changing. The way the software works, if it detects Blogspot in there, it knows that it's a Blogger blog and therefore uses the Blogger system of posting. If it's not, it will assume that it is a self-hosted WordPress blog. Next, we tell it where we want to get our articles from, and at the moment we've got 4 online sources of articles that the software can go to and collect articles based on your keyword. You also have the option, and as we had in version 3, to import articles in text format, either where the title is on the first line of each article, or where the title of the file is the file name is the title of the article. Can do either. The big difference between this and version 3, this is all within the same area. There's no multiple tabs anymore. We've tried to make this really simple to use. So let's grab a place to get content from, and let's say that on our puppy training we want to put articles up about dog barking, and just for this quick demonstration I'm just going to put in to do 4 posts. You could obviously put in 100 here. And then we have the frequency that we want to post, daily, weekly or randomly. So we will go for daily. Whether you want to spin the content, and you can spin just the title, you can spin just the body, you can spin the title and the body. And we have 2 spinning methods built into the software that I'll talk to you about in just a second. This is the start date, the date that you want the first post to be made, and then it will increment daily, weekly or random, which will be every few days. And this also will randomize the time of the posts. One of the big failings of auto blogging software is that it changes the date, but every post is made at the same time every day, like midday or something like that. And whether you like it or not, the search engines aren't stupid, and they pick up on stuff like that, and they look for content that always seems to be posted on the same day at the same time. So why leave those telltale signs there? Okay, spinning. If you choose to spin, up on the menu here we've got spinning options, and we have 2 spinners that we support. One is our own built-in internal spinner, and I'm going to be completely down the line with you. This is by far not the best spinner in the world. It does an okay job, but it's free. So if you don't have access to the best spinner, then you can use the internal spinner. You can set the spin level. I would say if using the internal one, you probably want to put it on 1, to be honest. When you try and spin too deeply, some of the results you get back aren't going to make an awful lot of sense. If you have a best spinner account, then choose the best spinner, select the spin level. This is the same as you would have on the best spinner normally, 1, 2 or 3, and the maximum synonyms to use. And then you put in your best spinner email and password in there. I'm going to leave this on internal for now because that is a made up password, so I don't have to blur it out for the video. That is it. When you're ready to go and you've got all this set up how you want it set up, you can and you can save these settings and it will remember them next time you start the software. Hit the start button and this will basically get on, and your status will come up here. So this will tell us that it's processing articles, and in a moment we'll see that it's gathering article 1. And this doesn't run hyper fast. I deliberately haven't tried making this one of these pieces of software that does this at turbo speed. This does it fast. The idea is you set this going, tell it to do 25, 100 articles, set it going, go have a cup of coffee, or just minimise it and get on with your other work. The only thing while this is going, it's now doing keyword research, which it does to generate all of the tags. So it's going to go and find some of the best keyword combinations to put into our posts. While that's getting on with that, I'm just going to very quickly talk about this cache links button that I didn't explain. If you select a file here, you give it a file in this format. Let me just open one up and bring it across. And it goes, let me just shorten this so that it makes sense. And you can see it. Obviously I've got some long URLs in here. Let's make this a bit hypothetical, but then you can see one per line. So, dog collar, a URL, dog walking, comma, a URL, then I've got just the word barking and a URL. The idea here is that you have a keyword, a comma, and a URL. These would normally be things like ClickBank affiliate links or links back to your cache site. And wherever this word or this phrase in this case appears, it will get hyperlinked with this. So obviously that there is not a good example, because doing it with a single word means you'd end up with a lot of links in your post, and you probably don't want that. But I've been testing, so there we go. If you set this up and you set it up properly, obviously I've got all hypothetical stuff in this particular one, you just choose the file there and hit the button, and then every post it will put those links in for you as it goes. So it's now creating the third post out of 4. Oh no, I think I asked for 4. It's only found 3 on this particular site. So it's modified that. It does that automatically. So we are finished, and now if I was to go to that site, and I will do, I'll bring the site up. I will warn you, I've been testing on this blogger domain, this particular one, quite a lot. So there's going to be a lot of gibberish on there. And then we see, and most of these posts that are made here have been made by the auto-blogging software. I will have a few duplicates in there. That is only because I've been testing. Here's where I tested earlier and used the barking keyword, and it put in that google.com hyperlink. Okay, so that's it basically. You can, if you want to do it from a local source, you would say take it from local folder with title on the first line. You would choose your folder. What you actually do is you just choose any one of the files in that folder. It will do the whole folder. So just select any file in there. This time we'll pop the cache links on as well. And then we'll post daily. We may as well spin the titles this time. And I don't know how many articles are there, so I'm just going to put, I'll do 10. If you're not sure and you want to do all of them, say there's 25 or 30, you're not sure, just put 100 in that thing and it will just do all of them, as long as that number's higher than the amount there are. If you've got a folder with a load of files in it and you only want to pull 10 articles in, then that's fine. Then that's just as valid. Okay, I don't need to save each time, so I'm just going to hit the start button. And now it will immediately go to keyword research, because when it pulls in from a local source, it's instant. It doesn't need to do anything too slowly, it just grabs and pulls them in. Few other things to explain while this is going on. On the tools menu, you have the option to set up deCAPTCHA. We've actually support death by capture, deCAPTCHA and bypass capture. This software, if it comes across a captcha and you have one of those accounts set up, it will just solve it for you and carry on. If you don't, it will pop it up and ask you to solve it. The only real places you get the deCAPTCHA come up are while it's performing keyword research. Some of the places we use have a captcha check on them. And the other place is on a blogger.com blog. When you have exceeded a certain number of posts in a certain period of time, it will start asking you to prove that you're human. And as much as we try and make this software emulate a human being, and we've tried to get the optimum speed, and I think we've cracked it. So it runs at a speed where these capture things don't go off too often. But you know, when they do, we've got the backup there to solve it. Here you can see it's currently running a spinner on the article it's about to post. Always gives you a status update there. And if anything fails, it will tell you in there as well. For example, occasionally blogger.com gets under tremendous pressure from just a lot of people posting at once, or it's particularly busy. When that happens, we've noticed that it occasionally goes down and it throws a message up. If this detects that, it just stops posting and tells you to try later, and that's it, nice and simple. That's it. I mean, the software is that easy to use. I can't really, there's not a lot more to tell you. A lot easier to use than version 3. We don't use proxy support anymore because we don't need proxy servers anymore. We've got it pulling from the article sources in such a way and at such a pace that it doesn't trigger any problems. One or two of the article sites do trigger a capture check every so often, especially if you're pulling a lot of articles from them. And again, our deCAPTCHA will just solve that for you. So I highly recommend you set up a deCAPTCHA service. It's so cheap to do it, and it means that you can set this going and walk away, and it becomes a completely hands-off operation. So that is it. That is Super Auto Blogger version 4. The auto blogging software that posts to both WordPress, self-hosted blogs, and blogger.com. Pulls content from a number of web sources or from local files. And has complete spinning support both with an internal spinner, which is completely free to use, or the best spinner, which would be my recommendation if you have an account with them. That's it, guys. Super Auto Blogger version 4. Grab it while you can.